Hey you guys, what is up? Look at this beautiful dense weave. Okay, this is called the front post triple crochet stack. All right, and this weave is really great for a mini purse. It's great to carry around, your vape essentials. It makes a really great cell phone holder because it is super dense. You can, of course, change the density by using a larger size yarn. And then, of course, an accommodating hook for whatever yarn you use. For this particular project, I used size 4 medium weight yarn as well as a 4.25 millimeter hook. And you're going to need a little tapestry needle like so, and you're also going to need a pair of scissors to cut and join your rows. We're going to need a chain of 31, and we're going to end up with a total of 32 stitches because we're going to slip stitch into the slip knot, and then from there we will start building our rounds. Okay, so I'll see you guys back here with a chain of 31. Make sure to grab your supplies and plenty of different yarns, and let's get started. All right, so now we have a chain of 31. So take your chain and just bring it towards you, like so. And then you want to have your tail end hanging down here, your little short tail. You want it to be down here towards you. Insert your hook into the slip knot. And, whoops, just do a slip stitch. From here, chain 2. And then in this very next stitch right here, you're going to follow through with a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain right there, and then just follow through with a half double crochet. And then you're going to continue this technique all the way around. So one more time, in this next chain right here, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through all 3. All right, so follow this technique all the way down, and then I'll meet you right back here for the needle close. Okay, so we're down to our last stitch right here. So let's make one more half double crochet. All right, then from here, pull your yarn through gently. Oh shoot. I can't believe I don't have any scissors right here. Hold on just a second. Okay, I went and got the scissors. So now we've pulled our yarn through a little bit, and you want to leave enough to sew with. So, like about 6 or 7 inches. Pull it through, just like so. So you've almost finished your last stitch. Now what you're going to do is I love these plastic needles. They're just the best. Okay. Now you have, from in the beginning, you have your chain 1 and your chain 2. And this counts as a stitch. So what you're going to do is take your end here, insert it into the very first stitch, not your chain 2, although that does count as a stitch. You're not going to insert your needle there. You're going to insert it into the loops of the very next stitch, okay? And then holding your work, and voila. Insert your needle into the top of the stitch that you were finishing, and then in that loop right below. And there you have it. Now later on I'll show you how to even this part up in the bottom. I'm not going to show you right now, but I will in the very end. Okay? So the next step from here is going to be to make another row just like this. So in order to do this, we're going to join in any stitch, and we're just going to chain 2. So I'll meet you right back here for the next step. Okay, so we're ready to start row 2. Well, actually, it's going to be row 1 because this is our foundation row. Okay, but we're going to make our row 1 exactly like the foundation row. So take your yarn just like this and put it on the inside. You just need a little bit to hang down, just enough to tie later on. Grab your hook and insert it into any stitch. Pull up a loop, chain 2. From here, you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into the next stitch and follow through with your half double crochet. Whoops. Okay, and you're going to follow this technique all the way around, and then I'll meet you right back here again. You're going to do the same needle close as shown in the example for the foundation row. Once you finish your rows, just do a simple tie off in the back. Make sure that you don't pull too tightly so that you don't really have any incongruencies in your stitches. If you pull too tightly, then it just doesn't look as professional, and that's what we're going for. Okay? So go ahead and do your tie off and your snip off, and then we'll get started on row 2. To start row 2, you're going to do it just like you did for row 1. So take your yarn and put it on the inside. For row 2, we're only going to do single crochet. So once again, insert your hook into any stitch. We're going to pull up 1 loop. And this time we're just going to chain 1. Whoops, I'm going to focus here. All right, chain 1. Then you're just going to go over to the next stitch with a single crochet. You're going to do single crochet all the way down. Now, instead of crocheting obviously in the top of a half double crochet, you're going to finish off your row in this stitch right here with a needle close. This is your chain 1, and then this is the single crochet. All right, so we're down to the end of row 2, our single crochet. And then, so we're just going to follow through with our last single crochet. And then we're going to pull our yarn through. And then we are just going to do the needle close. This is probably going to be the last time. I always say that I'm going to show the needle close, and then I always end up showing it a couple more times just because I know, like when I'm watching a video, I don't always want to rewind to like one specific point every time I forget how to do something. So anyways, okay. So you have your chain 1, and then the top of the first stitch. So you're just going to insert your needle into there. And remember, hold your work. And then insert your needle back into the top of the stitch that you were just finishing in that last little loop down there. Okay, just so you guys can see where my needle is, and it just like disappears into like nothingness back there. Okay. And then, just go ahead and bring that down. And now you have a nice professional looking seamless clothes. Okay. So the next step, yay, finally we get to add some colors. So go ahead and grab the next color that you want to use. And we'll start out with row 3, which is going to be a combination of front post triple crochets, single crochet, and then you're just going to repeat that all the way through. Okay, I'll meet you right back here with the new color. Okay, so we're ready to start row 3. Yay, the fun row. I call this the fun row because finally we get to add colors, and I do not like to use the same color, which you probably can tell through all my videos. I've used like multiple colors on most of them. Okay, so what we're going to do from here is you're going to insert your hook into any stitch, okay, and then you're going to pull up a loop and chain 1. Now you're going to a triple crochet front post, okay, you're going to yarn over 1, 2, and then we're going to come over to the stitch 2 rows below. So here's the row that you just came off of, that you just worked into with the single crochet right here. So then you're going to come over to right here, okay, and insert your hook behind the stitch and then come through the front. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 loops 3 times. 1, whoops, 2. I know this is not as fluid as I would like, but it's still going to turn out wonderful. Okay, and then 3. Now you have your stitch right here that's occupied by your chain 1, and then this other stitch right behind your front post triple crochet, that is considered occupied. So you're going to leave that space empty, and then you're just going to single crochet in the next stitch. And then you're going to come over. And the really cool thing about this is that you don't even have to look really for where you're going to put your next stitch, because you're going to skip this one and then you're going to do your front post around the next one. Okay, so it's going to be totally easy to find where to put your hook for the next stitch. So yarn over twice and then insert your hook behind and through the front. Grab your yarn and pull it through. Pull through 2 loops 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And remember, you've got your stitch that's occupied by your single crochet now, and then this one back here is empty. And you're always going to keep that one right behind your triple crochet empty and single crochet in the next stitch. All right, and you're going to follow this technique all the way down. I'll meet you right back over here for the needle close. And we're going to also use a new color. All right, so if you've counted your stitches correctly, this is what your project should look like. We're at the very last triple crochet, so you're going to yarn over twice and make our last triple crochet. And then we have our last empty space. So let's pull our yarn through. And then we'll join this row. And then you're going to join the rows like this every time now. I know I don't know. I might show the needle closing one more time. You never know. Okay, so you're going to leave your space empty behind your triple crochet just as normal, and then you have your chain one, which counts as as a single crochet. And then in the very next stitch, you're going to insert your needle. Oops. And then you want to make sure you're holding your work always when you're doing this. And then right back down through the top of the last stitch and the loop right below it. Okay, and then of course you're going to tie that off in the back. And this is what your project should look like so far. So get your next color, and then we're going to join the new color, and I'll show you how to do the needle close probably one more time, and then you guys will be on your own until the very, very top, and I'll show you how to do the cool top. All right, let's join our next color. Insert your hook into any triple crochet. Pull up a loop and chain one. Next, you're going to yarn over twice, and then insert your hook into the post of the stitch 2 stitches below. And follow through with your triple crochet. Single crochet in the next stitch, which is going to be your triple crochet. Now you're going to follow this technique all the way down. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the next stitch, the post of the stitch two rows below, and then yarn over, pull through 2 loops 3 times. Single crochet in the next stitch. And then do a needle close. To continue, it's going to be the same process, and you're just going to build your project up to whatever height you want it. So the technique to build your rows from here on out is going to be to insert your hook into a triple crochet, bring up a loop, chain 1, and then you're going to come over into the next empty space, 2 rows below. So 1, 2, yarn over, and then follow through with a triple crochet. Then in your next stitch, you're just going to do a single crochet. So build your rows up as high as you would like them, and then I'll show you in the next scene how to do the top. So, you can add in like a braid in this row so that you can scrunch your bag together, or you can sew a zipper in the top as well, but I'll show you really quick how to do the top, and then I'll tell you how to achieve this awesome heather look. Alrighty, so to finish the top, Now this is the last row right here. So all I did was do 2 rows of single crochet, 1 row of black, 1 row of gray. Then the top, you just grab 2 different color yarns. To make this heather, all you're going to do is grab 2 different yarns, come up in any stitch. I did double crochet, so for double crochet you're going to chain 3. Whoops. And then you're going to come over in your next stitch and follow through with a double crochet. Whoops. You can see why you definitely need a bigger hook than you were using before when you're going to add 2 yarns. And you're just going to follow this process all the way around and then continue with your needle close, just like we did on the original project. Okay, so if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. I really appreciate you guys taking a little bit of your time of your day to spend it with me. All right, I'll chit chat with you guys in the near future.